guess what? We're live.
Hey, guess what? It's Jess the Sky Kid and a Knight of the Round Table.
Gift points.
And on the phone with us, so that we're super safe, is the guys from Man Random. Say hi, guys.
Hello. Hi.
So we're going to try to organize this as best we can. How about we start with introductions? So clearly state your name and what it is you do in the band.
My name is Stephen Baird. I am the lead vocalist and guitarist. Yeah. I am Benjamin Meredith, and I play bass.
I am Nate Otto, and I play drum.
I'm Matt Schmoose, and I play guitar.
That's it?
That's us.
You left it with like an ellipses, like there was one more person who was going to be like, and I dance. So
Four of us.
there's four of you, and we initially met you guys at Milwaukee Punk Fest. But tell the viewing audience, how long have you been a band? And, you know, kind of a little backstory of your history.
Well, this band has existed since 2016. We originally had a different lineup, and after a couple of member changes, we ended up with our current lineup as of 2018. And we put out an EP with our first lineup back in 2017. But once Nate, our drummer, and Matt, our guitarist, joined the band, that kind of has been this, as it stands right now, really started, it truly started to jump. Yeah, like, the group of people that we have together here right now feels like a tight unit, and when we came together with this particular group of people, I think it feels like things really kind of started for us. So we've been around since 2016, but we've really been focused as a band since 2018.
So when we met you, things were just really starting to jive real well. You have music up on Bandcamp, and I know that in February you just released a new album. So talk a little bit about that.
Well, actually, that came out in February of last year.
Oh,
So
because
that's been out for about a year.
I'm a whole year behind. Oh my God. You know, for some reason, I'm still in 2019, probably because everybody keeps referring to this goddamn virus as 19, which was last quarter. Right. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I'm still in 2018, personally, so yeah, you're like a year ahead of me.
Oh, cool. So we're just all in different timelines? Are you guys, like, stranded in yours?
Alternate timeline.
Honestly, feels like it.
Okay. So talk about that album.
That's like time, you live forever. So we started recording that EP. I mean, we started working on it pretty quickly after this group of people came together. And I do want to commend Matt and Nate for rolling with punches on that. We kind of had good momentum and things were feeling right, and we went into it and we got it done. But that was like, we were kind of just getting to know each other as a unit, and it was deliberately a sort of catchier, poppier record on our first EP. And that's partially a reflection of, the group of people that we have together. But I don't know. We spent about 2 months recording it. Nate mixed it. I don't know if you want to talk about the production part of that. Nate mixed and mastered it himself.
Yeah. That was definitely a learning experience. It was something that I've always wanted to do, like more, like behind the scenes stuff, I guess, in terms of like production and whatever bands I'm in. And it was great. I wish I would have had a little bit more time, especially with mastering, but we had already set a deadline for ourselves and it was coming up rather quickly.
So then you guys recorded someplace else and then you mixed and mastered it yourself, or where did you go and have this recorded?
We recorded it at it's Eric Atwell from Telethon Studio before they moved to Stillway, where they currently are in South Milwaukee.
And you said that took about 2 weeks?
About 2 months, I would say. With like a series of like 4-hour sessions.
Okay.
We recorded it like in our living room, like essentially. It was a pretty cool like kind of like DIY sort of experience.
So with this process, did you guys all go at the same time to record, or did each of you as an individual go and lay down your track?
We did it individually.
Yeah, I think I knocked out drums for the whole thing in like 2.5 hours.
Yeah. Yeah, most of the drum tracks on that EP are like first takes. Like, yeah, Nathan really killed it on that.
So then, moving forward, will you still use the same, people to record any upcoming stuff and do, again, mix and master it? Or now that you have mixing and mastering kind of down, do you think you will kind of test the waters with recording yourselves?
That's kind of what we're thinking.
Yeah, we actually have a session booked at the end of next month, again at Stillway, to record some drums.
Coincidentally, the day after the shelter in place is over there flex up.
That is a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes, but we're going to record drums at Stillway like we did with the last EP, but we're going to try and record everything else ourselves. Nathan, he's been putting together a home studio, and we're working on putting out some standalone singles to put out this year.
So, you said if the shelter in place ever lets up. Let's talk about that. How, as a band, have you been affected by having to have your whole life kind of canceled and postponed?
Well, we're not playing any shows anytime soon, that's for sure.
We also didn't really have any shows other than this booked in like the next month. Like it was kind of purposeful that we took off from shows playing like throughout April.
Mm. What was the purpose?
We're trying to prep for this recording project and like work on new material. And we actually will also writing for Poland that we want to record at some point this year as well. But we want to focus on moving forward and recording new stuff. So we want to take the next month to like get together and really focus on working. But of course now, I'm not sure if we even can practice. Because like technically, you're not supposed to like gather even in small gatherings. Like,
Nope. How are you guys fearful that you will come in contact with this and all of the doom and gloom affiliated with what's going on in the world?
You take it day by day at this point, honestly. I'm personally still working full time because my job is considered essential. And that does kind of put me at a higher risk than a lot of people who are hopefully staying home and respecting the quarantine. A weird feeling, but that's where I'm at.
We got grown up grounded.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's an important thing. People should stay home, and the more I see people like, hey, it doesn't matter, I went to my friends, the more now, like, that circle is closing in, and we know people that, like, through work and stuff have been like, hey, I got called by a doctor's office to say I was exposed. So it's getting closer and closer to home, and so I don't know. It's kind of an uncertain time, I would say, in our history.
Yeah.
I'm thankful we can do this. You guys could practice like this.
It's definitely a serious thing that is totally unprecedented and unpredictable that I think we're all still kind of like figuring out like where we all stand. It's really weird.
It is weird. So on a plus side, because your album artwork is just very fun, let's talk about a happier side of things.
There we go.
Kitty cats, crazy, I don't know, Hawaiian print t-shirts and sunglasses. Why that?
Well, first of all, I should give them where it's due. That is Ben, our bass player, Cat People. That is the cat on the cover. He just became the mascot. People just love him so much.
He's a great mascot.
I feel like as a band, like we take what we do seriously. Like we care about the music we make, but I feel like there's a sense of like we want to be fun and we want there to be like I don't know like going into that particular EP like you know we didn't want to present it too seriously. I was kind of trying to saying earlier that like you kind of wanted to do contrast to a lot of like very serious kind of macho rock and roll attitude that I've seen a lot of. I kind of like wanted to bring chill vibes, I guess. I don't know, or even just like that kind of like over sherry, over emotional sort of vibe in certain types of like rock music, like yeah, just to keep it fun, like to have the emphasis be on like having a good time and having fun. Mm-hmm. And you know, everyone loves cats. Yeah, cats, dogs,
kitties.
puppers.
It's a great mascot. I think that if you don't already, you should have a merch item that is sunglasses.
We actually were talking about it. And people would call me.
I totally love sunglasses, and the only time I have seen them as a merch item was in 2015 when Midwest Ska Fest had their giant festival as part of like your ticket package. You got sunglasses, and it was super cool. So
Rest in peace, those sunglasses.
my sunglasses.
I'm not doing cat ears.
So
We're not doing cat ears.
why?
You should do individual packs of catnip too.
That'll be a discussion for a later.
How?
I suppose.
So, what was I gonna ask you? That's fun. No, your name. How? That's so random. How did you come up with the name Man Random? What's that mean?
It was very completely random. If you think back to the 2016 election cycle and the Democratic debates from that time frame, it was like I think it was like the second set of Democratic debates. There was a guy in the audience whose name was Ken Bo. And our former drummer found a picture of this guy, and the picture just had this caption across the bottom that read "Man Random," and like that really stuck out for him, and like it really stuck out for some of us too. So like that was kind of the name that we were crusading for a long time. It took us a long time to decide the name. Yeah. It's hard to come up with a name. It seems like all the good ones are already taken. All the good ones are already taken. You don't want something that's like too dumb or, you know, again, too serious or too heavy. Like.
So the overall theme that you want people to have of you is that you're fun, energetic, creative music?
That sounds good. I like that. It's just trying to from a place of joy and spontaneity. That's interesting. I feel like our lyrics generally seem to be rooted in a kind of anxiety and negativity. I would say anxiety is our brand, but like to present that in like I guess it's like the tone of the band. It's almost like a sarcastic kind of thing of like their songs are mostly about like anxiety and like the stress of life, but also like just playing with top songs for the guitar. Like I want our songs to be melodic and have hooks and be fun to listen to. And that's sort of like that's where I'm at with it.
So for each of you on the phone, so you each get a turn to participate. How long have you been playing the instrument you play? And was it your first instrument?
I've been playing guitar when I was 13, so 17 years. I started with bass, but wanted to write songs and wanted more texture available to me the guitar. But yeah, I was playing guitar about 17 years.
Next.
I'm the bass player. So I am the old man in the group. I've been playing bass since I was like 16, 17, like a sophomore in high school. And I just turned 40 in January.
Ooh.
So that many years. Bass was not my first instrument. I played saxophone for many years throughout grade school and high school. I also played a little bit of violin when I was in grade school. Keyboard stuff, I've been, playing with keyboards and synthesizers like all along. Yeah, so I've kind of been, I'm a multi-instrumental guy. I dabble.
Alright, I am Nate. I have been playing drums since I was 13, and I am 23 now, so 10 years. I'm the baby of this group, apparently.
He's a baby.
I started out on guitar when I was 6.
Ooh. So then how did you transition to drums?
I wanted to start on drums, and then I came into a situation where I could easily acquire a drum kit, so I did, and then I just started playing drums.
Okay. So that was 3.
Oh, and this is Matt. I've been kind of like I've been playing guitar since I was 13. 13, 14 when I started high school. So over 15 years, whatever, turning 30 this year. That's pretty much all I ever really played. Except when I was in elementary school, they had me playing like drums, but I was so bad they gave me the tambourine to play. I never practiced, but then I found guitar like that.
So for those of you who didn't start off with another instrument in school where that would have been something taught, did any of you have lessons, or did you just have this desire to pick up this instrument and self-teach yourself how to play?
I'm just a guitar singer. I'm entirely self-taught as far as guitar goes. I grew up in a household where there were a lot of guitars around the house, and just really into punk rock when I was 12, 13. I just picked it up and looked up tabs on the internet to figure out how to play Ramones songs, and that's kind of how I got started. I've always been passionate about music, and it just kind of came naturally. I just kind of figured it out.
Yeah, for me, this is Ben again. Pretty much all the other instruments and whatnot that I mentioned, I was, taking lessons through school or whatever. I did take bass lessons for a very short time when I began. Like, we're talking like a month or two. But from that point on, I just was kind of like, you know what, I'm just going to listen and just play by ear and just teach myself. And that's kind of what I did. And yeah, it was from that desire to just like be creative somehow and have a means of expression. And, at that age when everyone is picking up instruments, everyone is starting bands and all that stuff, like, everyone wants to be a guitar player. So, like, right away I was like, you know what, I'm going to set myself down this bass path so I kind of have, like, something unique to play. And I can maybe fit in certain places where, like, excessive guitar would, like, if someone's looking for a bass player versus someone playing guitar. So it's kind of how I got started.
This is Nate again. When I picked up the drums, I never took any formal lessons. That might change eventually after the whole quarantine thing. But when I was starting, like, even in 2010, YouTube was a fantastic source of like free instructional material. So I took as much advantage of that as I possibly could. Before that, I took guitar lessons for like 6 months.
Than that, I took guitar lessons when I started.
So, are you guys in any other bands, or is Man Random all of your primary focus?
No, I actually just joined Nathan's other band, so now I'm in 2 bands. And I also do, solo electronic stuff. Like I was saying, I've always kind of been interested in synthesizers, keyboard, stuff like that. So I've got my own kind of solo projects to work. Now I'm figuring out I can get a keyboard in a black metal band. Like, that's a really challenge to me.
That's cool.
Doing something that's
That's
very
Oh, you're gonna be a keyboardist in a black metal
That's
band?
really cool.
Yeah.
Do you want to come on the show when we're out of quarantine?
Heck yeah.
So how do you make... Okay, so I find it always interesting how genres are always interrelated, because as much as the scenes themselves divide each other, we're all just one big fucking happy musical family if you follow the, like, tree of how music comes to be. So how do you jump from Man Random, pop punk, kind of like fun, I don't know, chaos, to serious cult music?
Well, I've always had kind of like personally like an eclectic taste, and I just sort of go where that taste leads me. And like I said, like the prospect of doing something completely different in a very different genre setting, like that's really appealing to me. Like to be able to try something different, experiment with different sonic textures, I guess.
So,
And that's pretty much the same reason why I got into it too. Like, I play drums in that band as well.
so what's this band called?
It's called Want of Sin.
Okay. Do you guys wear corpse paint?
No,
Why?
Why?
I don't know.
Why don't...
We haven't settled on a visual aesthetic yet for like whenever we.
I thought that was band practice Black Metal 101. We gotta come up with our black eyes that bleed with the white, sometimes gray, depending on how much you stipple in the color. Sorry. It's an important thing.
Right.
Walter Sin does have an EP out though, right?
Yeah.
That's cool. So speaking of places where music is, and I will circle around back to your focus as a band. I know that you guys have things on Bandcamp, but did you release your music anywhere else? And if so, did you use a distributor?
All of our music is available on Spotify and most digital platforms, I believe. We originally went through TuneCore and the distributor, but we weren't too satisfied with their service, so we switched over to DistroKid last year. And I do recommend using DistroKid.
Okay,
to
so
put out stuff on Spotify.
what was the difference in service then, as far as TuneCore versus DistroKid? What is the benefit in using one or the other? What were you dissatisfied with?
You know, at this point, I don't even remember. It's been a while, but and you know what it is you have to pay every year for TuneCore to upload, to keep your music uploaded, whereas with DistroKid, you pay one flat fee. And you can keep uploading as much as you want for that flat fee, whereas the TuneCore, you have to pay for every release that you put out.
So when bands use distributors, they're basically paying to play, right?
Well, you're paying to get your music uploaded. If a one, like, you know, like, if a one, theoretically, if people are actually streaming your music, which is harder, easier said than done.
Just say yes.
So,
you know, you make that money back at least.
have you made your money back?
No.
So here's the question, because I asked this of every single human being that has been on our show, and almost everybody has bought into this belief that we use a distributor to get our music onto certain platforms, and no one knows where their music actually goes. They're like, I don't know, maybe other streaming platforms. What does that mean? One. Number two, no one has made their money back. Don't you think the system's broken? What about trying to upload it yourself?
Pretty much that one platform is, I think it's on iTunes, and I think it's on Amazon Music, which we might want to back out from because they support ice and talk ice. And I think Apple Music is a streaming service. I think we're on Pandora too. I mean, it's on YouTube through the service. And as far as like, is it worth it? Maybe, maybe not. I will say that I'm personally old enough to remember, you know, the time before the internet. I started going to shows when I was like 13, and it was like before you had access to everything. And like, I do think on some level there is a trade-off as far as like, music is the most accessible it's ever been, and it's, I think, easier to get independent music into people's ears than it's ever been before. And I do think that like artists need to be paid, and I think maybe they should fix their rates or whatever. But I do think, you know, things are pretty good nowadays as far as getting an audience. I think it's easier to get an audience now than it was, you know, 10, 20, 30 years ago.
So here's we as a crew often talk about this, and
All the time.
Our other crew members are quarantined, but first off, if you're 40 and under, you don't remember a time without the internet, to be fair, okay? Number two, maybe not streaming as available as it is now, but we all grew up learning how to do the keyboard and dial up and put the disc into our personal PC, whatever. If you are 60 and above, you would remember a time before, in your young years without that. But during that time, between, I would say, 65 through 85, maybe even early 90s, bands made music and handed them out at shows. And they asked really street teams to do that, which is how bands like Metallica and such things came to be so popular, or even Guns N' Roses. All that was done via tape. So is there not, I don't know, I push to see bands go back to almost that mentality again, because I feel like the middlemen of TuneCore, DistroKid, CD Baby, etc. take away from the integrity of the music industry with this illusion that you have choice and ability to make money when it's them that's making the money, because they sit back, they don't make anything music-wise, and they take your product and resell it. It's like a thrift store you have to pay to actually submit to.
I think there's I think there's an extent to which you're absolutely right. But I also think that for a lot of modern younger audiences, like, accessibility is the name of the game, and I think, you know, I'll be honest, I'm not particularly great at the business side of being in a band. But I do think that, you know, times change and technology changes, and, you know,
so during this
I
time
do think that, like, both streaming services need to do a better job of paying people, like, for damn sure. But I do think there's an extent to which, like, you know, accessibility and there's a cultural shift that I think we have to have in the local level.
I think that we can have that cultural shift and make music available via a platform where most people utilize, but you as a band can upload all of your shit onto those platforms that you yourself stated. Like, you can, if you're mixing and mastering, just post it on SoundCloud, then take that mixed and mastered product and put it on YouTube, and then, you know, go out and put it on Bandcamp, and then, you know, figure out how to put it onto Spotify. I had to dig and dig and dig and dig,
It's
and
possible.
I apologize.
It is possible.
I owe publicity stunt from 2 weeks ago this link. It's only been 2 weeks. Holy shit, feels like a decade.
It is possible to do it all yourself. It will take time, but
It takes a lot of time. But, you know, I don't know what your goal is as far as this band is concerned, but I advocate for bands to find a tech friend who has time to help you with posting these things onto these different platforms, just because it will save you money in the long run, and probably would be in, you know, the green instead of the red, because when you start to make money off of YouTube and such things, that goes directly to you. Of course, all of that's evil too, since there's a processing fee. However, with keeping with the time, at least you keep your rights and royalties with that. So,
That's definitely a lot to think about, and something we should definitely consider.
Since we're all in quarantine, we have time to learn things. Learn how to do it yourself. No.
I definitely believe in the spirit of DIY. I think, you know, I think there's definitely validity in what you're saying, and that's certainly something to consider.
So, how about merchandise? Because surprisingly enough, we're getting close to only having a few minutes left to talk. And I know that we digress a lot. So how about merchandise? Speaking of music, where is your merchandise, if you have any, and where can people find that?
We have t-shirts and pins and cassette tapes for sale on our Bandcamp site.
The cassette tapes are of the kitty!
Yeah, the cassettes are really cool. They're actually like neon green, like Nickelodeon green color.
How'd you decide to go with a cassette, and where did you get those made?
I honestly, I don't know if it's like, I feel like there's like in a lot of DIY scene right now, there's like a weird comeback with cassettes. There totally is. Like people have that like weird, like, it's just an artifact. It's like something you can hold in your hand. You're like, this is the thing I like, and look how cool it looks, you know? Like,
It is really cool. I love the color. It's very neat.
Nick, where did you get those made?
I got them through a company called Cryptic Carousel.
Ooh.
I haven't heard of that.
It's a company out of, I want to say, New York. They sell, like, you can buy blank tapes of, like, all different shell colors. You can have them, like, make 6 cassettes, load it with the tape, but have the tape still be blank so you can do them yourself if you want. I didn't have the ability to do that at the time, so I had them do it. They have short-run cut records now.
What?
That I found out. Yeah.
That's also really cool.
Cryptic Carousel?
Yeah, you can get crypticcarousel.com.
Ooh. Did you just happen to stumble upon them while you were, like, Google searching?
Yeah, they had the best deal and a quick enough turnaround for the time frame that I was working with at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not out of Canada. I probably would have gone with duplication.ca had we had the time to wait for the import fees or whatever, customs. This one was in the States and the price is right.
So, with the other merchandise that you make or have available, excuse me, where did you go? I mean, did a friend make t-shirts and buttons for you, or did you go through another kind of company to make those, or what's best practice for Van Random?
First of all, for the artwork on our t-shirts, I want to give a shout out to our friend Kelly Bain. She designed a really great t-shirt design for us. And we also have some stickers and that design. Check out Kelly Main. Spelled exactly how it sounds on social media and stuff like that. She's a great artist. As far as t-shirts, Nate, you want to talk about that?
Yeah, I have a friend. His name is Mark Curtis. He plays guitar in Washington as well. He works for a company called Visual Impressions, which is local. They do huge, like, t-shirt printing stuff for, like, fucking crazy customers. Like, they have a contract with Walmart now, apparently.
Weird.
Yeah. He offered to print shirts at cost.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a really high quality print.
Wonderful. So, do you have? So I know you said you have this available on Bandcamp to purchase merch. Is that the best? Has that worked the best for you guys? Do people buy merch?
We've only sold merch like at our show in person. We have yet to make a Bandcamp sale. But anyone out there watching is interested, please check out our Bandcamp. Buy our shirt!
So that being said,
I was gonna say send us merch, but spray it first.
Send us merch, but spray it first? No. That being said, because we are kind of living in this scared, shell-shocked bunker time, go ahead and post links to your stuff on the page to try to generate more view of what it is that you're trying to have people purchase or view more accessibly. So I encourage you to do that, as well as when you do have shows again, feel free to post those on our page as well. Because it's supposed to be a like hub for all of that, so people can go and go, oh, I see all these shows throughout the whole everywhere happening.
The country's going to be open by Easter. It's going to be huge.
Stupid. Every kid gets Lysol in their Easter basket, but the bunny's dead. Just kidding. It's a horrible joke. Anyways, so you purposely took time off as far as like doing this and getting into the studio to record. If and when you're able to start doing that again, do you have a projection as to when a new album would be available?
Well, like I said, we're going to record some standalone singles. Again, we're not sure if we're going to be able to stick to a recording schedule because of the craziness of happening as we've imagined it up to this point. We'd like to get those out this summer if possible. We want to record a full length this year. I can't make a promise if it's going to come out this year.
So you have music ready, geared up, and ready to go to make more albums?
Yeah, we want to, like, we don't have a full length album yet, and we're about, like, it's pretty exciting to start working on our first full length album.
I mean,
Yeah,
go
I
on.
think we have like 11 or 12 songs like written right now.
In the works.
In the works. We're playing 5 of them in the performance coming up.
Woohoo!
Right?
Yeah. There's
And like
4 or
that.
5 songs from us that are brand new songs that are going to be on our full length, hopefully.
Cool. So when you guys were playing shows, we'll backpedal a bit. When you were playing shows and out and about, did you primarily stick to Milwaukee as your base to perform, or did you travel, or kind of talk to us a little bit about that, I guess.
We've definitely played a ton of shows in Milwaukee up to this point, but from pretty much from here on out, like ever since like last fall, we've all kind of agreed that we want to begin to focus more on getting out of town shows to try and, play places we haven't and get ourselves in front of people who maybe haven't heard or seen us yet.
I'm still trying to figure out, like, how to book shows in other cities. I actually was in the process of starting to work on that before all the madness happened, and now that's all put on hold. So once everything goes back to normal and we can start booking shows again, I definitely want to push for other cities.
So yeah, I mean, as far my advice to you is to reach out to other people who book in other places that you're friends with, or know someone who knows people in other
Don't go out of
places.
state yet.
And, kind of compile a list of those venues and the main contacts and bands in that area, and then kind of go from there. I don't know if you've started to do this, but hell, now is as good a time as ever. You got plenty of time.
Snail planing.
Yeah, exactly.
So where would you want to go play?
Definitely start with the, like, Midwest, like Chicago, Madison, Minneapolis.
There's some Green Bay for sure. One place also there's like Sunshine.
Yeah.
We just started a show with some bands from Michigan that were really cool. I like to hit at Michigan.
Speaking of bands you've played with or would like to play with, this will be a 2-part question. First, the local bands that you like playing with, and 2, out-of-town bands you'd like to play with.
So Milwaukee bands we played with that we really like playing with Helicon, Folk Fiction,
Clem.
yeah. Unitasker, those are some cool dudes.
Arcade Mode's another one.
Arcade Mode, yeah.
Pedro from Arcade Mode was actually our interim drummer for a short time before Nathan came forward.
Yeah. I feel like I'm forgetting. We play a lot of shows. There's a lot of really cool bands in the city. If anybody is hearing this and we played with, I'm not intentionally leaving much. I just been a lot of bands we played with.
The band we played with at Circle Taylor not too long ago.
Oh, Black Center. They're great.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they were cool.
And out-of-town bands, who would you want to go play with? Like, who do you listen to that's underground and not in your town?
We played shows with a group from Chicago a couple times called Blind Adam at the Federal League. They've been really awesome. Love to play a show with them on their home church sometime.
There's a band from Chicago called Fair Viewer. They're really cool. I'm trying to set up a show. I was in an email, I was trying to set up a show with them before all this was crazy, and now we cancel shows. So, who else?
There's a band called Giveaway out of Evanston, I believe. It's really cool.
There's a band called Anson Obvious and the Uncomfortable Moments, and they commented on our video saying you should book a gig with us.
He actually sends us a message this evening saying the same thing.
Oh, yeah.
Anson and his crew came on and played at Union Park Tavern for us last year. They're awesome. They're so wickedly funny and very eccentric. And Anson himself is an author and an illustrator. And I don't know. He's a super wonderful dude. He supports so much music. This man travels all over the fucking place. He just like pops up places and is like, boom, I came to support you. I saw you online. And you're like, that's what you want in somebody who's not only part of the music scene, but who's just a genuinely good human who supports the underground. So I encourage that connection.
Also, when the
Yeah,
world isn't
absolutely.
full of ick, my band, the Scraps, we also love kitties. We should put something together. Check us out.
Yeah, that's easy.
We can help get you book places, just so you know. So when that,
What was that?
I said we can help get you book places. So when you're ready to do that, let us know, and I will send you a nice list put together of different various parts of the world that you can connect with to get shows.
That would be fantastic.
That's what we
appreciate that.
do here. We do that. I apologize. I've been slow in doing that recently. We moved, and so we were getting set up, and now the whole fucking world has come to a standstill. So,
The earth is sick.
so I guess I say deal with be patient. Be patient.
Actually, the parasites on it.
So okay, so besides music availability, if people who are watching, listening tonight after viewing these videos are like, I want to connect with these guys, how can they connect with you? I know that you're on Facebook and you're on Instagram. Where else are you on the interweb?
We're on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We are at ManRandomMKE on all those services.
That's our Bandcamp URL too.
Yeah.
Which platform is the best? Like, which one do you like utilizing the best?
Personally, I mean, this is Steve. I basically run Twitter, although Nate's not full time. Twitter is my personal favorite. That's the one that's the service I understand the most. I think it's a fun platform.
Twitter?
Wow.
I'm horrible. I've never been on Twitter. I have no clue how to use that. What's the appeal?
I know what's happening now.
Like,
Stream of thought, really.
yeah, I mean, the thing I like most about Twitter is, like, you just kind of put a thought out there, and sometimes it's, like, a really serious thought of something you're trying to express, and other people can bounce off that. Sometimes it's something really dumb, and, like, it's just kind of entertaining to like, put something really dumb out there. It's basically everybody doing a bit. I don't know. I just really like the vibe of it.
It has a word limit, correct?
Yeah.
My soliloquies are way too long for a fucking word limit. I tried once. Okay, so yes, I'm backpedaling. I went on there once and looked and said 30 characters, and I was like, fuck no. I don't know how to concisely put together my snarkism in 30 characters.
30 cannot. You know.
So bravo to people who can utilize that platform. I guess I need to take another English class to be able to get the hook.
I will say that I was on Twitter for a couple of years before I kind of understood the nuance of it, before I really clicked to see how to use it. But
Yeah, it's got a weird learning curve.
Well, my friends, we're close to the top of the hour. We have to get set up to show your video. So in closing, do you have any other remarks?
That
was the easiest question.
Fuzzy guitars kick ass, and guitar harmonies rule.
I concur.
You heard it here first on Jess the Ska Kid. This has been Man Random. You can find them on Facebook, Twitter, apparently, which is their primary source, Instagram, and Bandcamp, where you can purchase their merchandise. After a short break, we will rebroadcast their video for you to watch. And then all of this will be available on YouTube. Until further notice, Jess the Ska Kid will be hosting phone interviews and either playing the album that the band sends or showing the video of them recording what would have been happening in our space. So we're not going to stop. We're just changing our platform. This is a learning curve for us as well, though we've done it before.
Although we were ahead of the curve. We've been doing this for years, and everyone's doing it now. So
Keep making music, continue to post on our page, and thank you guys so much for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you for recording yourselves and sending us a video, because I'm stoked to be able to show that to people.
It was fun. I'm glad it worked out.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for being flexible and not upset that, I don't know, we care. See, here's the thing that is bothering me. Quick point. Again, not 30 characters long. When people are upset that they have to stay home and they're making light of this situation, this is called being considerate of your fellow man. It means that you care enough about yourself and other humans to stay home and follow the rules. So though punk rock is all angst and fuck you, follow the rules, because all y'all motherfuckers breaking the rules is gonna die. Okay? Don't do that. So
We ain't watching out for your people.
right, look out for other humans. Thank you, and we will see you in just a sec when we broadcast your video. Okay, thanks. Bye.
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 That was Man Random.
So, yes, after a short break, we'll be back
After these messages, there aren't none. We'll be right back.
with a screen print so well done you can do... I had something really vulgar. I'm not going to say it.
We're done. We'll be back. Stay tuned.